President Droupadi Murmu has appointed Justice Sanjiv Khanna as India's next Chief Justice. He will succeed Chief Justice Chandrachud, who is due to retire on the 10th of November. But he will have a short stint of just 6 months. Ashmi joins us now to take us through CJI Chandrachud to hand over the baton to Justice Khanna next month. Give us a timeline of Justice Khanna's legal career so far, Ashmit.
Handing over the baton from the CJI to the CJI in waiting has been completed. Justice Khanna is set to take over as India's 51st Chief Justice of India. The announcement came late last evening with the Law Minister Arjun Ram Meghwal tweeting out that the President has appointed Justice Sanjiv Khanna as the next CJI. So here's how the timeline will pan out. Justice Chandrachud will retire officially on November 10th, but 10th is a Sunday, so his last working day will be November 8th. Justice Khanna will then be sworn in on November 11th as the 51st CJI. He'll have a brief term of 6 months. Justice Khanna is set to retire on May 13th, 2025. Now, speaking of Justice Sanjiv Khanna, he began his journey as an advocate in 1983. He argued in Delhi's District Court of Tis Hazari as well as the Delhi High Court. He argued cases of taxation, arbitration, commercial law and environment law. After his stint as a lawyer, he was appointed as an additional judge of the Delhi High Court in 2004 and subsequently made permanent the following year. In 2019 came the big surprise when Justice Khanna had been elevated to the highest court of the country. It led to many raised eyebrows. Justice Khanna had found favour with the collegium, even though there were 33 judges across various high courts who were higher in seniority. What made this elevation even more interesting is that Justice Khanna had never been the Chief Justice of any high court. But he was right in the thick of things from his very first year in the Supreme Court. In November of 2019, Justice Khanna-led bench decided a landmark case holding that even the Chief Justice of India is subject to the RTI. He held that the RTI does not compromise the independence of the judiciary. In January of 2021, with the Central Vista redevelopment in the national capital facing legal challenges in the top court, Justice Khanna had dissented with the majority judgment that allowed Central Vista project to continue. He had opined that there were procedural illegalities and failure to abide by the statutory provisions and mandate. In October of 2023, Justice Khanna had refused bail to Manish Sisodia, but had allowed him to revive the bail application in case the trial gets delayed. Turns out the trial in fact was delayed, and Justice Khanna's order became the basis of Sisodia's release. In December of 2023, Justice Khanna was a part of a 5-judge bench that upheld the abrogation of Article 370, taking away the special status that had been granted to J&K. In February of 2024, Justice Khanna was a part of one of the biggest rulings coming out of the Supreme Court in 2024. Just a few months ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, Justice Khanna, as a part of this 5-judge bench, struck down electoral bonds. Justice Khanna held that the right to know is paramount for free and fair elections and democracy. In April 2024, Justice Khanna-led bench rejected a plea seeking 100% VVPAT EVM verification. He held that the fears regarding EVMs were unfounded. And finally, in May of 2024, bang in the middle of the Lok Sabha elections, he granted bail to Arvind Kejriwal to campaign for the elections. He held that the general elections supply the vis viva to a democracy. Now, following close on the heels of Justice Chandrachud's 2-year term, Justice Khanna is likely to have his hands full.